So hello everyone. So thanks Ruben, Katrina for this, Christina for this nice invitation. So to be frank, actually I'm not the NGA guy. I'm more a data science, but it was I want to let you know how things happen. So think that I'm mostly working on urban mobility. So urban mobility, so we are collecting data, multimodal data. So we are providing data fusion for, we are thinking that the better is our data, the better is our prediction, but for what? For data for urban noise, and this urban noise is driven for adapting the traffic lights. So at the end of the day, we will reduce the CO2 emission, urban noise, congestion, and fuel consumption. So suppose that these settings we will go and setting what we call this infrastructure. My God, it's always hard. Infrastructure less. So where we have this communication between vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to infrastructure. So this would bring us to this 5G IoT edge network. So that's why this kind of mouth-watering introduction to our project, which is was accepted during this fifth call, and this called Hyper 5G. So for hyper performance network digital twin for holistic management of 5G IoT edge network. So no. Yes. So the partners we are Tallinn University of Technology, Estonia, and Vanderbilt University, and Andy was very nice person, very professional. So as keywords, you will find digital twin, IoT, Grid 5000 IoT lab, Chameleon Cloud Edge. You will manage and yes. So what are the goals? The goals to create is the resilient 5G IoT network. So when I say resilience, it's a matter of attacks. Through the use of digital twin prototype. And then, so in this case, the project connects the edge cloud infrastructure in Europe and the US to test the deployment of 5G IoT services. And our goal, and it was very important that we are in the settings of mobility, in that thousands of vehicles, tanks of drones they need to connect. So that's why we have this to go to high availability, openness, and disruption tolerance with 5G. Next slide. So who is the node? So this is Akram, who is the NGI guy from our group. So Akram is senior research scientist who is Tunisian too, like me, and he's working in Tallinn and Tunis. And we've also Bassam, who is our former PhD student and two master students from this US part. It was Andy who was the US part, and he has senior researchers and PhD student, master students with him. So what are the results? So the results was to create this cross-Atlantic large-scale distributed digital twin hub, and we've been able to experiment with the latest IoT technologies to drive disruptive transformation. Then, in terms of innovation, was to bring together ideas from the digital twin, IoT, and edge cloud, and to figure out how the use of these ideas in practical settings. So, as I said, we have this one of the scalability was one of these goals. So the team evaluated the end-to-end performance of wireless links for a growing numbers of clients, which was vehicles. And the goal was to achieve an optimized bandwidth usage of 80 to 20% of the link capacity And the results show that an average bandwidth usage of 90% with an average latency of 120 milliseconds. And this will be shown in the results. So now, as I told you, within these settings of disconnected and autonomous vehicles, we would like to create this resilient network where they have this, where cars and vehicles can communicate among them and with infrastructure. So we would like to use this distributed decentralized ledger technology, mainly blockchain, to in terms of performance and scalability. So this is the kind of, when it's true that blockchain is providing the accuracy, the accountability, the transparency, that the main moon that provided is this scalability, which is measured in terms of network to handle workload with increased and decreased number of nodes. So we provided this Ethereum blockchain, and 20 nodes was created. So as you can see, in terms of transaction latency, transaction throughput, energy consumption, CPU utilization, the concept that we used was shown that it is outperforming those of the literature. So in terms of dissemination, so the project will organize a workshop in this IEEE ISORC conference, which will be in Nashville, in the home city of the US partner. Last year, we organized this BOC workshop, and we will see what was the first international IEEE blockchain conference on blockchain and IoT. And we submitted 2 journal papers and 1 to this conference, ISORC. And so Akram and Andy submitted this proposal to this NFC and CSR Medium 2022. And we submitted also this conference paper about this conference. And this is journal paper to the future generation of computer system, which is a comprehensive survey. But the most important thing is that we are organizing a special issue about digital twins for future networks and emerging IoT applications in the future generation of computer science, which is Q1 journals. So we are providing here the link where we can find all the presentation and all the content of the project. So the impact, the major part of that we enhanced the EU-US cooperation next generation internet, including policy cooperation, and reinforced cooperation and increased synergies between both sides. And we developed interoperable solution and joint demonstrations, and this joint EU and US ecosystem. So I think that was this project kind of mouth-watering project for what we plan to do. So now we would like to be able to develop the solution. That's why we would like to find other funding schemes for what we would like to do. And I'm very happy that with this project, even it was only for 6 months, but I think that outcomes are kind of outstanding, and it was worth it to be mentioned and to be bolstered. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Sadok. Sounds like very good work. Definitely. So just in terms of the challenges faced by Vanderbilt and sort of the funding landscape, have they given any indications as to how that worked, or so that we can maybe feed it back to the NSF in case there's any
Actually, I did too. Andy was yesterday attending, but he was not available today.
Okay.
But you know, we are really looking forward to develop many things. And yesterday I was discussing here what are the options that we can have. If I have very right idea and would like to go further with Andy or any other partners in the US. Actually, I'm not. I told you, I'm not the NGI guy. I'm not used to cooperate with the US partners. So I was wondering how we can move forward with this very nice idea discussing with them. And we have so many things that we can cooperate. For example, with Oslo, in terms of drones and robots, how we can, you know, communicate. This thing that a lot of ideas can we leverage, even many partners that we're presenting here, we can, you know, bolster and aggregate our efforts to move forward. But for example, I do not know which kind of funds may I ask or may I look to.
Yes. Jorge, did you want to say anything?
Well, in this discussion, the current discussion, what happens is for the collaboration with US, I think we discussed a little bit already yesterday, and this affects not only you, but also the rest of your colleagues, I mean, in the room. There, we hope there will be some other opportunities through, because we are trying to continue the collaboration. So there is one project starting that will continue the collaboration with the US. And we have an open call for projects that a second project will start by the end of the year. And that one will be targeting collaboration with NSF. So that one will be much more focused. And so that will open, if everything goes right, new opportunities for this. But we are talking about a time frame. The project will start the beginning of next year, and then the first calls will be, I guess, towards the summer of 2024. So that we are talking about this kind of time frame. And obviously, in this kind of projects, like in the one you applied in NGIatlantic, is an open call. So then you will have, everybody will have to apply, and then there will be a scope of the calls, etc. So it's not automatic that people will get funding, but there will be opportunities. No? But what is true also, we have to be realistic, is that there is not, from the Commission side, there is not a scheme that allows continuation of the very nice initiatives by default that we have been seeing, that we have seen here, that to program to continue this work and bring it a step further. No? So this doesn't exist. There will be opportunities, but this will be open calls. And of course, what we cannot do is to support again the same people that have been supported this time to continue the support. Yes, so there will be Jim, a few of them that will be supported, and so it's also important to look for alternative sources of
yes, but
funding.
this is kind of takeaway message that we need to go to the policy makers, that it would be even better that to have the duration of the project would be not six months, but at least 1 year. In 1 year, you need to, when you already get acquainted, at least 3 years to get acquainted with the US partner. And then when you start the things provide the harvest, you're already done. And you know the project's over. So that's why at least we need 1 year with more money to support these concrete results.
Well, in fact, I mentioned 2 projects, one that just started, and that one follows this more or less the same scheme as NGIatlantic. So these are going to be short projects, small amounts and short duration. However, the second one I mentioned, that is the one that will start in the beginning of 2024, and that one is for collaboration with NSF. That is going to be larger and longer projects. Okay, so we had a discussion with NSF. They were also interested in having after the first round, because there was this first round with NGIatlantic where also we wanted to check a little bit the way it works. The question with the larger projects and longer projects is that the budget is fixed. So with NGIatlantic, we were able to support a large amount of people. The moment you move towards larger and bigger projects, of course, then you divide by 3. In the one I mentioned in 2024, in principle, the reference is going to be 18 months projects and with more funding. But of course, that automatically means that the amount of people that will be funded, you divide by 3. Okay, so there is always this trade-off between what you can do.
It
So
would be better to have to fund lower number but more impactful projects.
So the decision was to have a first round that was NGIatlantic, where we tried to open as much as possible to launch initial collaborations, and then the one in 2024 are going to be a smaller number of projects but larger ones. So there will be an opportunity, but this again, the projects will start in the second half of 2024. So there is a gap for you, all of you who are there, until the project will start running.
Thank you.